In this video, I'm going to discuss 5 tips to get you started selling on Amazon FBA in 2021. Following these steps will get your business running faster, get you making sales quicker, but also avoid a lot of the hassle in this process and a lot of the procrastination as well. Hello everyone, it's Sajad, Stealth Amazon FBA. Let's get straight into it. So what's tip number 1? So if you've got some money to invest in an online business, like for example, selling on Amazon FBA, what's very important is you need to earmark that money, much like investing in a bank account that gives you very good kind of returns in terms of interest. Now, I know there aren't any bank accounts at the moment with great interest returns, but that's how you have to think about it. My point there is you need to not require that money urgently for any other purpose. So let's say you had $1,000 to invest. I want you to think about it as I don't need that money or any of the profits from that money for 6 months, say. So it's like putting it in a bank account and closing the bank account so you don't have access. That's very, very important because when it comes to actually reinvesting in your business, restocking products, running campaigns, for example, Amazon sponsored ads or PPC, you need to be investing again and again in your business and not realizing massive profit at the beginning. That's how any new business works, and Amazon FBA is no different to that at all. Be prepared to leave the money locked in there. If you don't have $1,000 that you can actually put into a business and let it stay there for 6 months, say, as a minimum, then don't do Amazon. Do something else for now. Make some more money first, earn some more money, and then delve into Amazon FBA. So don't make that mistake. What's tip number 2? Tip number 2 is Ready, Fire, Aim. So this is one of my favorite books I've read in the past few years, and it's not to do with Amazon in particular, but business in general. And the kind of summary of the book is exactly that: ready, fire, aim. You want to fire first, even whilst you're still finding your aim. So what do I mean by that? Well, a good analogy is when you're taking an aeroplane and you're flying somewhere, what you might not realize is the pilot hasn't actually got the exact destination fixed, and it's not just running then on autopilot. The way it works is the jet, much like a rocket from NASA, is actually making micro adjustments as it goes along towards your destination. So it's constantly actually changing destination, maybe 20,000 times before you reach where you want it to go. Now, business is the same. You want to get on with things, not overcomplicate, and adjust as you go through the process. You might think you've got a perfect launch strategy for selling your product, but when it comes to actually launching, you might need to verge slightly and change things. Completely normal in business. Not everything is 100% predictable, so be prepared for that. So ready, fire, aim. Keep that in the back of your mind as well. When you're watching YouTube videos about selling on Amazon, don't overcomplicate it. Don't start making massive spreadsheets. It's not a very complicated business. All you're doing is selling a product for more than what you purchased it, and that's the profit that you're going to make. And you want to sell as many as possible, so in a higher demand niche. That's it. It's as simple as that. Do not overcomplicate things. Tip number 3, product research. This is the most important aspect of the business. You want to kind of select the right product, but understand that there really is no right product. Some of my best products that I found, it took me less than an hour to research. I didn't need to overcomplicate it. Once I found a few other listings selling on my marketplace, which here is the UK, or for example, if you're selling on Amazon.com and they're making good sales and you verified that with a few different listings, that's it. That's your proof of concept done. You do not need to overcomplicate it anymore. The next steps will be the type of product you release into that niche. Do not spend months researching a product to sell on Amazon, because at the end of the day, the more research you put into a product does not actually turn into more results for that particular product or niche. It doesn't work like that. You just need to do the basics. Watch out for any red flags for your product. Make sure there's enough demand. You can differentiate your product, and then that's all. If you want a more in-depth step-by-step tutorial on how to research products to sell on Amazon FBA, I'm gonna link it in the top right-hand corner of the screen now. So after watching this video, you can go through that, and that shows you exactly how I find products to sell on Amazon. Tip number 4, you might not like to hear this, but it is a good idea to invest in some coaching. And the reason for that, if you have the budget, is because you're actually checking your product selections with an experienced Amazon seller. You're checking over your listings. You might run into trouble. Why aren't you making enough sales for your product? You can actually check that with somebody. We have a very comprehensive mentoring program. It's the first link in the description below. Now, the reason this program is so good now is because I've been running it for many years. So for example, if there was a strategy working well back in 2017 when I first released this program, it might not be working well now. So I've actually updated those training tutorial videos. And remember, you get 3 months of my team's personal support as well. Now, if you don't have the budget, don't worry. I have many free videos on this channel which take you through how to sell on Amazon. I would suggest starting with those first. But if you want to be very successful at anything in life, investing in coaching and mentorship does speed up the process. That's just the truth of it. It doesn't even have to be my program. Invest in somebody's program. It will speed it up for you. Now, if you want to take your time with it, you don't have the budget right now, don't worry. Just watch YouTube tutorials, learn as much of the process as you can. And then when you actually implement the actions, you'll learn from the feedback. It's just with coaching, you're learning from other people's feedback because they've gone through it before. So it is handy if you have the budget for that. So what's tip number 5? And before I discuss that tip, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you've been enjoying the content. I'm keen to release further Amazon FBA videos covering kind of every aspect of selling on Amazon. So comment below and let me know which challenges you're having at the moment, and I'm more than happy to kind of do a video on that, especially if it helps a lot of people. So tip number 5 is there is no best product to sell, and there is no best time to sell. Often get this question, Sajjad, what's the best time? Is 2021 a good time to sell right now, or is it too saturated? Same questions I get all the time, and the answer's always the same. There is no best time. The best time was yesterday. Better time is today. Get started immediately. To be honest, Amazon is growing very quickly, and the pandemic last year has actually just accelerated everything. Amazon is not going away anywhere. If you're seeing listings with your product research software where people are making a lot of money on a particular product or niche, that's not going to change next year or the year after and suddenly drop. It doesn't work like that. This is online retail, and most sales nowadays will be online, even for things like groceries. Also, there is no best product. It depends on the niche and the kind of supply-demand dynamics, and niches are constantly evolving and changing as people come up with new product ideas and new inventions as well. You can piggyback on that. You don't want to be the first to the market. You want to see other people making sales and basically copy them and just change a few things, and then you'll be making at least 50% or 70% of the sales they're making, even though they invented that product idea. You're not kind of copying their invention or doing anything like that. You're just getting into that same niche of this new product idea, which is all the rage now. Just think about the new fitness gimmick that now everybody's using. Guaranteed on Amazon, there'll be 30 different versions, and all of them will be making a lot of sales. Maybe not quite as many as the original invention, but still plenty of sales. So I hope these tips help. Get started with your online business today, and I look forward to speaking to you all again very soon. Thanks for listening.